So knowledge seems to be one of the things that eludes me still. Maybe as I trek through this city, I'll find something that can increase my big brainness. That was really close. I almost had a whole smart sentence there. I'm getting better. Oh, books! Books are good and apparently have knowledge in them. And this one's only one page. Storm the sanctum, take the power, break the king. If we have the weapons, he is powerless. His time is over. The people's time is now. Brilliant metatextual commentary. Would recommend. But maybe there's something that's better in here? See Ogrim fights, the best new fighter in the arena. Ah, now this is real literature. Ooh, a pawn shop. Maybe I'll take a break from knowledge and buy some pawns. Hello there.
Sup, dude?
So, what is all of this whole place?
The City of Tears?
No, I mean the room that we're in, with all this stuff?
Oh, this is my collection. I'm a bit of an amateur historian specializing in Hallownest, and I've amassed a good amount of stuff. I'm pretty proud of my collection.
Ooh, you must really like Hallownest.
Like is a strong word. It's not a great place to live currently, and even in its heyday it was full of conflict. I'm not sure if it ever was a great place to live, but I think it's a lot of fun to learn about, and a lot of stuff that came out of it was pretty cool.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, like this year was an advertisement for a fight with Ogrim? Oh, this is from before he was one of the 5 Great Knights. This is actually pretty rare, little guy. I'll buy it off you for a cool 300 geo.
Sure, I'm not doing anything with it. So I've heard of the 5 Great Knights, but who are they?
Okay, so the 5 Great Knights were, 5 Great Knights. They fought as the king's personal guard.
Hold on, is this gonna be a whole thing?
You don't want to get into a whole thing right now?
Nah, not really.
Totally understandable, man. Some days you just aren't feeling it.
Yeah.
Now, the Great Knights did not start out as the King's Guard. They were fighters in the arena that were talented enough to catch the King's eye, and popular enough to work as a deterrent.
And the king needed that because people were getting mad at him?
Correct! And of course, this concept of a deterrent, it's theorized, was because of the first Knight's, Hegemol's fighting style.
Oh! Big boy! With the big donut!
He was very big, and took inspiration from another big fighter from the Golden Age named Hilltop. It was said Hilltop was so large and intimidating, he would win fights without a single swing of his hammer. And those stories were much easier to believe when you watched Hegemol take out his weapon and have his opponent surrender immediately.
Oh, so you got to see them fight?
See them fight? I knew them personally.
So you knew Hegemol was secretly a little guy in a big suit?
Oh no. No, he was not. You're probably thinking about the little bastard who stole his armor in the Forgotten Crossroads. Hegemol was both very large and very friendly outside of the ring. Hell, the only reason there was more than one Great Knight is because Hegemol was good friends with another fighter named Yzma and demanded she join as the second one. She took after another Golden Age fighter named Zels, who was the first to use charms in a fight. But what she was more interested in was the philosophy of unique styles that came out of Zell's fighting. For her, each fight was a performance.
Oh, Hornet said something about that.
I probably have too. Nowadays, the idea of a fighter as an artisan with a trade is well accepted, but that idea was really only put into action in the Golden Age and most famously put into words in the far-off New Wave, partially due to a fighter named Zemir. She was one of the founding members of that movement and later joined the Great Knights. Many call her the aging fighter. Similar to Hegemol, she would convince her opponent to yield, but instead of simply leaving them intimidated, she would leave them with so many small, shallow cuts and bruises that it would hurt to move, like she'd aged them 40 years.
Like you.
Kid, I'm gonna choose to ignore that one. Anyway, after her was Drya. Drya wasn't a terribly unique fighter. She was fast, lithe, and focused on outmaneuvering her opponents. Not groundbreaking stuff, but she was really good at it. I'd go so far as to say she had the most raw talent of the knights. She was also very smart, taking to learning about history with the same precision as her fighting.
That kind of sounds like the same way the Mantis Lords fought.
I would assume it might be. It's a fairly You fought the Mantis Lords and lived?
Oh no, I fought the Mantis Lords and won.
Now that is impressive. You're either a very fast learner or you already knew a lot of this stuff.
I'm starting to think it might be a little bit of both.
I am too. You're a mystery kid.
And I think I'm just getting started.
I heard those exact same words from Ogrim, the youngest of the knights and one that you remind me the most of. He was a jack of all trades. He saw fighting as a game of rock, paper, scissors. You fought stylistically, he'd disrupt your dance by going head on. You went head on, he'd play defensively and trip his opponents up. You play defensively, he would be stylish and leave the defender to wonder what they were going to do until it was too late. And if all that failed, he'd just dig underground and attack from there. His fights were always a hoot to watch.
They sound like it.
I hate to say, but you really missed out, kid. I tell you, there's nothing like sunset at the arena. The energy, the smells, the crunch of a shell, and the scream afterwards. And then, in the quiet night, discussing the nuance under a street light. But those times and those people are from a different age.
What happened to them?
The times? They died with the kingdom. But the people, well, no one knows. Maybe they got in a fight they couldn't win. Maybe the infection got them. Maybe they just ran away.
Alright, well, if I find them, I'll tell you about it. Oh, also, I scrounged together enough money to buy that lantern.
Very good. Thank you for your purchase.
It's still kind of bullshit that it costs that much, though.
And yet it didn't cost so much that you wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, because I needed it.
Did you need it?
Yes.
Did you really need it?
Yes!
Oh, he totally swindled you.
Right? How much would a lantern have been anywhere else?
Maybe 100 geo.
What?
Well, you've got it now, and that's how much he'll buy back for, so you might as well use it.
Hey, you seem a lot less,
Like a broken bug?
Yeah.
Since Bretta grabbed a house, I've at least had someone to talk to who isn't spending most of their time in the well.
Yeah, she seems like a good listener.
Guess you haven't spent much time with her. I mean, I don't want to push you away from her or whatever, but I almost can't get a word in when she goes off, which is fine because I'm a good listener.
Really?
Yeah, she's got a lot to talk about.
Like what?
I think if you think about it for maybe 3 seconds, you'll figure it out.
I'm not good at reading people's minds.
Good answer. But here's a thought. Maybe you wouldn't need to if you talked to her?
Oh, yeah, maybe I should try that. So you got out of the Mantis Village. That's great. I mean, I bet it was tough, you know, it's crazy. Heck, you probably had to go through a lot of crazy stuff to get to the top. So Dirtmouth is pretty cool. I really like it here. You know, the people are cool. You'll probably be pretty happy here. Well, I better let you get going. I'll see you around, you know, we'll talk some more. You know, I could also learn more about her if I go through her stuff when she's not looking. Ooh, she's got a little guy. I love this little guy. I think he should be named Charlie. And what knowledge is in this little book?
And as though, through some prescience, the man sitting at the table
Hello,
reached out his
miss.
massive he uttered in a soft voice. Not baritone, but unmistakably
You've gotten yourself
masculine.
stuck here.
He laughed.
Call it a thanks
Yes.
for this impressive and frankly
He
unbelievable
almost
cup of coffee.
moaned.
Thank you, I
She
guess.
assumed out of pity, but he wanted something arm. He put her on her feet.
You'll be able to keep going, won't you?
And then with a growl, he said,
Just be careful.
and at that moment, something awakened within her. Like the vibrations of his voice made her body react.
I wonder what a coffee shop is. While talking to Bretta has been fun, I should probably talk to some of my other friends too.
Fealty with love, valor with honor, disloyalty with vengeance.
And how does it go next?
Oh, you said we don't need to, like, know? So we sing together in the chorus, and then one of us does a line like this, like, he'll take the blood of a newborn kid so he can stay luminescent. You told me it's like something you do with a bunch of friends around the table? Like, you get the next one. Let's try it.
Fealty with love, valor with honor, disloyalty with vengeance.
And now you go. It doesn't need to rhyme perfectly, but it needs to be, like, close enough.
I know one. I know there was one. I just don't.
There was one about science that you thought was pretty good.
No, no. There was. I don't.
Oh, you did have one that you made up yourself. It was... Oh, right. The songs about how much you suck are all that's left of your presence.
How could I forget that? I came up with that. Why can't I remember that?
Oh, hold on. Hey, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It took me a couple seconds to remember it, too.
You didn't make it up. I did. I spent hours memorizing it while mining to pass the time. What?
You told me you came up with that when you were a kid.
Yes, you're right. there was a lot before I started mining. Outside of here, there were places and people, and I...
Hold on, hey, it's okay.
Yes. Maybe I need to take a deep breath.
Yeah, that might help.
In... out.
You feel any better?
Yes. Yes, a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back later and check on you. You don't mind?
But please do. I think it helps me focus.
I mean, she's gonna be fine. Bretta was able to be knocked out of it, and so was Sly, so... I'm gonna go check on her soon, though. I better safe than sorry, you know?